The physical limitation is not the boundary for that space that we are talking about. It is actually, the boundary is your imagination. What is the space that you have is defined by your imagination, your creativity. And I think the space is not what you take. The space is what you become part of. Music production was not anymore depending on limited places. It became possible to have that everywhere. One can do music at home. You can produce that, you can share that through internet, and people, they can consume that through the internet by streaming. So that is what is the reality right now. I would say that especially last 10 years, what has happened is a huge amount of music that is produced by individuals who are not working as a kind of, is part of their life. And music production has become so close to people. It has socialized so much. If you look at the Grammy winner, it was the bedroom. The name was also the bedroom music. So of course, they were professional, but they did that in their home, at their home. So is this possibility? I think this is now one of the most interesting that is happening and has happened in our society. The more people they realize this possibility, the better it will be for everyone. Actually, the possibility of having your work, you can do your job to some extent. I'm not saying that everything that could be done at home, but this is a kind of expansion to the rest of the thing that you have. And now you have a very, very special space actually you can create here, that you can do your work, if it is something else than music production. At the same time, you can have a very, very close connection to the art of music production, or art of playing music, or doing music. This is a possibility that everybody now has. If you get that space where you have possibility to digest the interaction that you have had continuously with your surrounded environment, and then come up with something, you actually translate that. I believe that even environment, the shape of environment has impact to what you create. We are a kind of hub between high technology and art. And that is where we have been living and we live. And I think that's the most exciting part of the whole thing, because our area is very, very actually specialized and niche globally. But at the same time, if you look at the history of the monitor technology and look at how much Genelec has contributed that, it is unbelievable. When we talk about neutral or pure sound, it is about reproducing the signal, the original signal, technically, as it was in the source, without adding or reducing anything out of that. That is technically how you can define. How you get that technically, that's another thing. That's a very, very challenging scientific thing. The closer we get to silence, the closer we are to the pure sound. When you have that silence in your space, you suddenly you become so much more. And I think when we talk about this home space, If you can have that, then basically it becomes part of your inspiration, source of your inspiration. Then you can create a lot. The space where you have that sound, space becomes part of your system. You know, when we talk about Pro at Home, is about getting closer to you, making more possible that to you, for you to share what you have in your insight, in a deeper level. I don't care that I sit in Lapinlahti, but I'm globally connected, and that is a fantastic situation. So no generation has had similar possibilities. And now, in addition to this, you have possibility to inspire, to create something and share that. And I think this combination is now coming together in the space that we call it Pro at Home.